Hello students, welcome. In this video, we're going to discuss countables and uncountables. It is a little bit difficult, but we're going to try to explain each detail for you to understand. Now, what is this? This is a pair, and we have one pair here. Here we have two pairs. Here we have three pairs, four pairs, and five pairs. In this case, we can count the pairs. We can say 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs, 5 pairs, 6 pairs, 10 pairs. And now, what is this? This is water. Can we count water? Well, the answer is no. So this gives us some ideas on what countables and uncountables are. Countables are those elements that you can count. For example, pairs, maybe apples, maybe cell phones, or maybe people you can count. And elements like water are uncountable. In this case, we're talking about those elements that we cannot count. For example, we can count bottles of water, or glasses of water, or maybe liters of water, but water cannot be counted. Some other countables can be, for example, cherries. Cherries are countable. Cupcakes can be counted. Onions are countable. Carrots are countable. And strawberries are also countable. Other examples of uncountables can be, for example, oil. Oil is uncountable. Beer is uncountable. Sugar is uncountable. Rice and bread. Now, maybe you're thinking bread is uncountable, and the answer is yes. You can count maybe pieces of bread or slices of bread, but the concept of bread cannot be counted, so bread is uncountable. Okay? Right. Now we're going to see a few words that are used with countables and uncountables depending on the case, and some is one of the words that sometimes can be a little bit tricky. Let's see. So some, the word some, can be used in affirmative sentences with plural countables and with uncountables. For example, there are some new people in the class. There are some new people in the class. In this case, we're talking about a few people, some new people in the class. This is plural countable. We're talking about people. It's a plural and cannot be counted. I mean, can be counted. And also, I bought some milk. In this case, milk is uncountable, so we used some. Some milk would be translated as algo de leche, un poco de leche. Some milk. Also, we use some with questions when we want to offer something, and in this case we can use countables and uncountables. For example, do you want some soup? I am offering soup. Do you want some soup? And soup is uncountable. Would you like some cake? Some cake. Algo de pastel, un poco de pastel. Some cake. Or have some tea. Ten un poco de té. Have some tea. Some tea, because tea is uncountable. Another interesting word to analyze is any. The meaning of any varies depending on the case. For example, we can use any in negative sentences with uncountable words or with plural countable words. For example, there isn't any beer in the fridge. It is a negative. We're saying there's no beer in the fridge. Beer is uncountable. So in this case, no hay nada de cerveza or no hay cerveza. There isn't any beer. Another example could be there aren't any good films today. In this case, we're talking about plural countables. No hay ninguna película buena can be in Spanish. We also use any in questions that are not offers. In this case, the meaning of any could be algún, alguna. For example, do you have any children? ¿Tienes hijos? ¿Algunos hijos? Any children? Do you have any children? Or are there any good restaurants nearby? ¿Hay algún restaurante cerca? Let's try to complete this exercise. Please pause the video, try to complete, and then we are going to review. Please pause. Okay, so we're going to review these exercises. First exercise, let's go. We need some bananas. You can't buy any posters in the shop. We don't have any oranges at the moment. Peter brought some new books. She always takes some sugar with her coffee. Is there any parking here? Would you like some coffee? I have some amazing friends. There are some apples on the table. Anibal doesn't have any pencils in the backpack. Alright, so now we're going to try to complete these following exercises with a or an, un, una, some, or any. Let's go. The answer in this case is I want some oranges. The answer here is, are there any tourists in Rome? The answer here is, there are some potatoes for dinner. The answer here is, there is a French girl at our school. The answer here is, there isn't any cheese in the fridge. The answer here is, can I have an apple, please? The answer here is, there are some eggs in my kitchen. The answer here is, we have some Spanish students in our class. The answer here is there any coffee? The answer here is, there is an egg in the cake. The answer here is, there isn't any ham. The answer here is, they want some carrots. Alright, now we're going to check the meaning of a few other expressions, like for example, how many. How many means cuántos. When we ask a question, it means cuántos, and we use it only with countable things. But also we have how much. How much also means cuántos, or cuánto also, but with uncountables only. How many countables? How much uncountables? But also, how much has another meaning. how much can also mean cuánto cuesta. For example, how much is this apple? ¿Cuánto cuesta esta manzana? So how much can mean cuánto, cuántos, or cuánto cuesta. What's the price? Let's make a few exercises. Please decide if the sentences needs to be completed with much or with many. Let's go. The answer here is, how much is this banana? The answer here is, how many apples are there? The answer here is, how many students are there in the classroom? The answer here is, how much milk do you need? The answer here is, how much sugar in your coffee? The answer here is, how many grapes can you eat? The answer here is, how much is this lettuce? Thank you very much for your attention.